Hi, I'm John Lang, and I'm here at the Rich Dad Company with best-selling international author and financial expert on how not only to create wealth, but to maintain your wealth, my friend Robert Kiyosaki.
How you doing, John? John and I, there's two things that are important in life, especially at our age: health and wealth. And John and I meet at Mac Newton's Fitness Center, and it's about health, but it's really the psychology of health. And
Correct.
John's always in the front row because he's already been an advocate of health. But I had to go to Mac because I had to make some changes. Because when I went to Mac, I was going to push 280 pounds. And it becomes a downward spiral. You know, the heavier you get, the more you eat, the less you exercise. The more you eat, the less you exercise, the more you eat. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And my wake-up call with health was I went to the blood bank to donate blood, and they didn't want it. And at that point, I knew I had to make a change, and that's why, in my world, being a former Marine pilot, I always seek the toughest people, the strongest people, the most determined people. And Mac Newton is definitely the more determined personal trainer in the Arizona area. And John is one of his star students. So it's really nice to meet John for health. And now we're talking about wealth here.
Right.
So I'm going to be talking about John's business opportunity. We're not allowed to mention the name for whatever reason, but I'm going to tell you why I support what John is doing and why I think his message is crucial. This book here is called Rich Dad's Prophecy. I started writing it in 1999, and it finally got published in 2002. I'll just read a line from you from page 7. Prophecy is about why the biggest stock market crash in history is still coming, and it's still coming. It hasn't hit us yet. All these guys hoping their 401ks, I shall pray for you tonight. But anyway, on page 7 I said here, to let you know that you may have until the year 2010 to become prepared. 2010. So I called that in 1999, and 2010, this is the year. This is the make or break year. It says if you're not prepared by 2010, it's toast. So as we know, a lot of people are hoping Obama's going to save them and our Congress is going to save them, and I don't think it's possible. I think we're going from one of the roughest rides in the history of the world, and the whole world's involved now due to the Federal Reserve Bank, the IMF, and the World Bank. We're in big trouble. But every crisis has an opportunity, and I'll explain the opportunity, just as John will be talking about the business opportunity. And what night are we going to have this meeting?
This is Thursday, March the 11th, 7 o'clock at the Hilton Scottsdale on Scottsdale Road, 6363 Scottsdale Road.
You say that one more time. We'll be talking further about what we'll be talking about today.
Yep, it's March the 11th, Thursday, at 7 o'clock at the Hilton on Scottsdale Road.
Good. So I'll be talking to you about why I'm going to be there. John's going to be talking about the business opportunity. I'm going to be talking more about what John's going to be talking about on the 11th, March 11th at 7 p.m. is why it's so important to you. It has to do with change. For those not familiar with my work, this was a big divider, a wake-up call for me personally, is that you know, my rich dad, I had a rich dad and a poor dad, but my poor dad always said to me, go to school and get a job. So my poor dad was programming me to become an employee. I said, I don't want to become an employee. And I'd fight with my dad. And my mom would say to me, oh, don't fight with your dad. I said, I just want to be rich. And my mother was a registered nurse, and she says, hey, the richest people I know are doctors. Become an S, a specialist. So S stands for specialist, solo. Somebody does things by themselves, or they're a star. You know, you could be a rock star or something like that, or like Tiger Woods. Well, he was a star. He's even a bigger star today. But anyway, S stands for people who are solo, by themselves. And B stands for big business. And big business is defined as 500 employees or more. And I stands for investors. The reason so many people are in trouble today is they followed their parents' advice and they went and got themselves a job, or they're small businesses, or they're specialists like a doctor or a lawyer, or they're still trying to be a rock star or a golf star or something like that. So the business opportunity that John's going to be talking about is really over here. And that's why it's so important. So my job, his job is to sell his business opportunity. My job is to tell you why this is so important. And to do that, the best way to explain it is in one of the best words that people love to hate, is taxes. And the way you can see the truth about ease, small business specialist, big business investor, is understand the tax law. And this is why what John's talking about is so important, because if you like to make a lot of money and pay a lot less in taxes, you got to come over here. Except most people, especially in Phoenix, are on this side. And that's the problem.